So here's a short video about the recently finished camper van. So we bought this van, it had about 30,000 miles on it, and the back was completely empty, and the windows that you see on the side there, we've put those in. Up above the van there's a rack, and on that rack that's an awning that you can extend out. And I'll kind of just go around the outside first. Those windows all open and close and have screens. The small ones are called bunk windows. There's a trailer hitch, not to tow anything, but just to put a bike rack on. And there's a ladder to go up onto the top, and I'll do that in a second. But here's the other side, pretty similar. Bunk windows in the back, and then there's a window there over the galley. So this is the top. I put this rack on, or built the rack, extruded aluminum T-slot, so it's really got a lot of possibilities. Right in this empty space right here, I'm going to put a cargo basket for putting things like lawn chairs, etc. And here's the solar panel that runs everything. Everything runs off of it. There's no connection to the van electrical system. So here's the van from the rear, with the rear doors open, and you can see there's a large cargo space here underneath, and this right here is part of the bed. That bench folds into part of the bed, and there's some storage over here and some pretty nifty little lamps, reading lamps for when you're in bed. These are LED lamps, and there's also a USB charger in them, so that's pretty nifty. There's a shower actually, and I'll just show you this part first and then I'll set the rest of it up. This is a 6-gallon water can, which is theoretically enough for two showers, 2 quick and easy showers. There is a pump inside of here, activated by this switch to pump the water. You can see there's a little 1-pound propane bottle down in there, which runs the water heater. And this is the water heater that's on the door. And it actually works. Puts out hot water. And I'll show you the setup for the shower. So right now I'm inside the shower curtain, obviously, and if the pump were on and the water heater were on, you know, you'd be in here showering. There's also a little toilet that folds up. I'll show you that in a second. And this same shower curtain would provide privacy for that. So this is actually a little toilet that we got at REI. I'm not going to demonstrate it, but you can take this out, and it has legs that fold out and little bags and stuff. So, you know, it's not the go-to toilet, but you know, if you're in a situation where you really got to have one, that's it. And then the same shower curtain comes all the way down to the ground, so it would provide privacy. So here's the sink. It's got a 6-gallon water can in the bottom, exactly like the one for the shower. It's got an electric pump. Here's the plumbing system down here, and then it drains out underneath. Here's a little workspace for outside. We also have a little stove you can put on this if you want to cook some things outside. Like the other night, I cooked some ramps, and we definitely wanted to cook those out here. The sink, I apologize because it's so bright I can barely see what this video is doing. Here's a workspace, just additional workspace for doing stuff. Probably the big mambo in here is the 60-liter refrigerator. I picked this thing out in particular because It's got 2 compartments and you can control them independently, so you can actually have one side be a freezer and the other side be a fridge, both sides be freezer, both sides be fridge, etc. And it's 12 volt and it runs off of the solar battery system. Hang on and I'll show you. Well, let me show you the rest of the cabinet first. So then, of course, workspace, stove. This is set up to run off of the little 1-pound bottles also, which you can see down in here. There's a little 1-pound bottle, and then there's a gas bottle, propane bottle for a backpacking stove, which is what is used on that little outside work table. Drawers for stuff. Let me show you the fridge. It's kind of cool. All right, so the fridge, it slides out for access. It's on a 200-pound drawer slide, and holds a pretty good bit of stuff. Cages, of course, you can take out. It has lights in it. It even has lights in it, so when you open it up, the lights open to show you what's going on. And there's a whole system to anchoring this thing down to the drawer, because as heavy as it is, you start rocking through some curvy roads or bumpy roads, and it starts wanting to move around, and that's not good. So this is, let me see, the roof. This is like one of the huge improvements. This fan, when you open the hood up on the top of it, it's constructed in a way that it's made by max air, and if it rains, the rain doesn't come in. So you can just leave it open when you're away so it doesn't become an oven in here. It also has a button that you can push, and when it hits 78 degrees, the fan just comes on and tries to keep things below 78. The fan has a 10-speed bidirectional motor, so it's really nice. You can, just turn it on in the evening or something and have it either pumping cool air in or pumping hot air out, whichever. A really nice feature. Let's see, LED lights. They're controlled by this switch in the dimmer. Turns out that at nighttime you always want it on the dimmest position, because with 6 lights it's fairly bright. This is the bench seat, which also becomes a bed. There's storage underneath. There's pots and pans and stuff, and there's the battery controller system for the solar. Everything in here runs off of that. And I have to put the phone down to do this, but I will convert the bench into a bed. And this is a table system, which I also will have to have 2 hands to operate, but it basically lets you sit at the bench and swing this table out in front. And I'll show you that too. Hang on. Oh, well, let me see. Here's something I can do with one hand. Here's just some storage, and it's accessible from this door here in the front, and also accessible by this door here on the top. Right now there's nothing in there but some tools and stuff. All right, let me do the bed. So here's the bed. I actually just bought a queen size memory foam and cut it into 3 pieces and trimmed it. It's actually 2 inches shorter and 2 inches narrower than a full queen size. Quite comfortable. It's 5 inches thick, and we've slept on it a few times now, and it's really very comfortable. It's as comfortable as our bed at home. And so, okay, I'm going to put that back into a bench, and then I'm going to pull the table out. So this table, well, I made the table part, but the hardware, I think the company went out of business since I bought this last year. But it's aluminum. It's got a really solid mount. You can take the whole thing off and put it away. You can take the whole thing apart. But, it's got these points where, well, it's on the other side here. You can tighten and control everything. And so you can, kind of put it where you want it. and it opens up to be, you know, whatever. Put a laptop on it, put a plate on it. So nothing too fancy or nothing too big, but suits the purpose, does the job. So I'm sitting on the bench seat now, and you know, this is the view out to the front. We've got stuff to cover the windows, which is up there. Here's a little cargo area. We've got stuff that will cover all the windows in the front if that becomes desirable. Of course, the curtains can all close. All the windows can open. Everything is insulated. Everything has got sound dampening in it. Every panel's got sound dampening. So it's actually pretty quiet, you know, I have to say, compared to driving a Volkswagen down the road, which I used to do. It's much quieter, much more comfortable, much faster. So yeah, this is it. This is version 1. You know, I figure this coming winter I'm going to make the improvements to it that seem good for us, you know, and how we want to use it. But for now, you know, we expect to be camping in it and going to festivals and etc. So that's that.